This van has a problem with the back door again. Now, probably 5 years ago, I did a job on this. It was a quick DIY, shaved down a nut and put it on, so the nut did the job. But now the nut's obviously flattened out or something, because that happening. You can see the movement there. So we're gonna get this door back and gotta repair that. I need to get this off first, so we're gonna just pop this off. That's all it is, just pops in real easy. Now I need to bring this mount. You can see that point there. There's a gap there. So what I need to do is loosen the bottom mount, so I can, to get the door completely off, I need to loosen the bottom mount off from here. Then I can drop the door from there to get this right back. I don't think I can do it from here. Been a while. No, you can't get the door any further back. No, so it's not going to allow that. So it has to come off from the bottom mount. Take the door completely off. So to do this, we've got 3 12mm bolts. So just pull that cover over a bit, undo those 3 12mm bolts, and then we can loosen the bottom of the door. Get a couple of crates underneath here to give me a bit of support, and we'll get this door off, and I'll have the camera on while I do it. Okay, so first of all, 3 on the bottom, like I said. There for now. Doors off. So the little nut idea, rounding it off and putting it on there, stood up the time. It's actually still doing its job. It's screeching and everything, but it's still doing its job. But anyway, we'll fix that today with a proper repair. So I'll do both at the same time. So how am I going to fix this? I'm going to just try and do it on the door first. So we're going to get rid of this. So I'm going to just pop that off the screwdriver. And I'm going to replace it with stainless. I'll get that off. The thing is, I want to get this off first and see if I can get that ring off the top. Then I can slide stainless over the top of both. Now the repair I'm doing, I did to my own van a couple of years ago. And the van works better now than the back door works better than it's ever done. So we'll get this off. We'll work it out. What I'll do, I'll just get the grinder and just nip that off. It'd be the easiest, quickest solution there. Okay, also got safety glasses on. You don't want any sparks flying up at you here. Okay, that was easier than expected. I'm not going to use my caliper for this part, I'm just going to wing it. So we want to need to clean the center of that out. That's goes on there. It should go on there as well once I've cleaned it up. Yep. Don't even need to clean it up. So we're going to just cut. It can't be any higher than that, and needs to sit like that there. If you can see that there. So you got that bottom part of there. It sits on top of that. That's the idea of this here. So that's going to go onto like that. And then the next size up, I'll use the other side trying to show you. We'll go over the top of it all, see? And then the two of them together will have 2 points of rotation, and because it's stainless, you'll never have the problem again. Stainless will not wear down. So we're going to, well, I'm going to just go like that there. Okay, so I've got the two of them together there. I'll put them on, and I can see it's just a little bit too high, so I need to bring them down. So I'm just going to use the grinder to polish it down. This one here, the inner one is a good size, but the outer is just a little bit too high. Just shave them down a tiny bit, and that'll go on perfect. Okay, so there you go. That's never going to falter again. There's two in there, so say the outer one for some reason gets stuck, the inside one will turn, or vice versa. So you got a double whammy on that. I'll put that back on. Now this is the part where if you had someone's help would be good. And that's there. Actually, let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's beautiful. You know, when I did my door, I struggled. I seem to be not struggling as much with this door. We're not finished yet because we've still got to line it up. Okay, now the thing is, I'll show you, if I was to tighten this up now, Generally wouldn't line straight up, you normally have to adjust it. You come up just a tiny bit. Why does it feel bad? That's okay. So the bottom one is noisy. I know I've got another one floating around, just don't know how quickly I can find it to replace that one with, but I'll give it a go, just see if I can find a replacement. And this might be one that I can look into fixing, do something with it. Alright, I can't find the other mount, so this one's going to go back on. I'll put a bit of oil there and just worked it in so they spin easier. Now, if I could, I don't have the ability to, I don't have the tools, but if I could do a straight cut on that and draw a center hole, this PVC pipe would be perfect to go on there, center punch it, get a slip ring to go back on, and that'd be a permanent fix for that. This would never wear down. This is hard stuff. I've actually used it as a glue, burning it and doing a repair. But yeah, this will just have to go back on the way it is. Okay, so it's out of my way for a moment. I'm going to bring that over there. Son of a gun. So be careful of that. These things happen. That's why I say better to have two people. But anyway, actually just so that doesn't happen again, I'll just bring that over there like that. Get that over here. Okay. So I'm just going to clean this track up first before putting it all back together. So yeah, accidents happen to me too. So the problem a lot of us make is that we spray these areas with WD or something, and you should be using like a lithium, a dry powder or something, but it's hard to get up in there with that, so I understand. But what happens when you use a wet lubricant is that dust and everything gets up onto it, and it just becomes all crunchy and so forth. So we want to avoid that. I'm just using methylated spirits to clean the track. The best thing you can do is just clean the track. Okay. I'll put this back on, just see how she goes, eh? Sounds funny, I'll tighten it all the way up. Not funny, haha, either. Yeah, it's crunching right there. Where it's rolling onto that metal part as it comes around here. Okay, so it's actually made a groove in down here just want to try and show you in here if I can. This is the part I'm talking about. Now it's flat up here, but it goes into a groove. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just kind of worn down a groove over the years. So the only way I know how to put that is put a plate, probably stainless steel, because it's not going to wear down, but that's a job for later on. Taking it back off. I don't like that. I'll do something about it. I'll pinch the one off my other van for now so I can fix this one. The problem is this has ran a groove over here, and that's where it's having a problem when it comes into the turn. You can hear that. Now at some point that's going to push through the metal. We don't want that to happen. So it looks like we're going to be trying to take this apart. Okay. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I guess you can say the beauty part of this, or my advantage, is I do have a van at the back that if I mess this up, I will use a part of my van to fix it, and I'll come back to this for my own van, but we'll see how we go. That's going to come off over the top of that if I bring it all the way down. And I know that we have the ability to drill that out or grind that off and replace that with a bolt for the center, Loctite on the back, so it doesn't come off again. Tighten that on, which might be still something I do. Okay, we're not going down that path. Later I will. So I've taken this off my 95 and going to use it here. Reason being is this here is a little bit worse. Like there's probably a 2 mil drop on that wheel there to that wheel. The one from my van, just a little bit better. Not that great, but still a little bit better. So we're going to use that one, and I'm going to fix that one later on. So that will be a video that happens later on. That's it up there. You go. Just that I've only got this van for a couple of weeks. I don't have time to be mucking around, wasting time. Not that repairing that is a waste of time. It's just not the time I have right now to be doing this. I want to get the van, I want to move on to the next part of the van, not stay on one part for too long. Okay. I'll see how that goes when I close it. Okay, so I found a bit of hose. I'm going to try and do a little trick. Now I heat it up because it's about the same size as that. I'm going to heat it up, hopefully squeeze it right over, and then when it cools down, cut the end off. Now I don't know how long this will last, but this will definitely overcome our problem of today. So I hope it works for a long time. I'll still do the repair the other way with the other one. I took this one back off. This is the one off my 95. The soap is just to help lube it up. I don't want to put grease on there. Plenty. Okay. stretch that. Easy on, easy off. I work with a little bit less. Bit more pressure behind it then. Alright, let's go run that in the cold water, cool it down quicker. I'll get this back off. Slide that over that. Get some hot water on it again to shrink it back down, and we should be good to go. Alright, we're going to let that cool naturally, not express cool it, because I don't want it to cool in the shape it is. I want it to shrink first. Okay, it's been probably 5 minutes, that should be enough. Still a bit soft. It's alright. Kind of need to get things moving, I need to go. So I'm just gonna cut that there. It's gonna. I really don't know how long this will last. It's an experiment. Only old mate can tell me if it's failed, and in a year's time when I go back to his place, I'll check it out myself and see if it's still actually working and give you a video update. Alright, show you, is it working? Not so noisy anymore. Beautiful. So you still got to give it a little bit of a, it doesn't quite close that last bit there. So you got to do that. Happy days. Well, took a little longer than expected because of that bottom hinge, but we're good to go on to the next job now.